Country anglers. So I had to come out to the Northeast Kingdom of Vermont today, place I don't come too often. So I figured I'd pick a trout stream on the way back to fish. So here I am, I'm about to drop into this river. I've never been here. I assume there are trout in it, but I don't know. So I'm gonna take you through what I'm gonna do, and we'll see if we can get any fish. It's a really nice looking stream. Real nice dark tannic water, which I love. So I'm starting here. This is a pretty remote area. These people got their nice little oasis down by the river right there. Cool spot. See, we got a lot of pocket water, a lot of boulders. And I'm gonna start with my best flies, my confidence flies, since I've never been on this river. I'll probably start with a dry and dropper and see if anyone wants to eat on top. I assume there's brook trout in here. I see some caddis dancing around in the water. We'll find out what's in here. So we got our first fish on the nymph under the dry. Stalked rainbow. That fish is right there, dead center of that run in that slow water. We'll see if there's not another one. I made quite a few drifts through there before he ate, to be honest. Like I said, I expected brook trout. Surprised to see a stalked rainbow. We'll see if we get in any other different fish or we just stay rainbows. All right, so knowing that there's some stalked rainbows in here, I just clipped off my dry fly and put on a second nymph. Small with a pink bead. I figured I'd just give two sizes for him to look at, and I know rainbows love pink, so we'll just give him something else to look at, and I'll be able to get down a little bit deeper. I don't often catch stalked rainbows on dry flies, so that's another reason I clipped off that nymph. Or that dry fly. So I'll start working my way up through here now. Now that I know there's trout in here. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm working up through this pocket water pretty quick to get to this big pool here, just up above me. I assume there'll be a concentration of fish in there. And then I'll start rotating through flies. But through here, I'm just trying to give these fish a couple different looks. Some swinging flies, getting them deep, fishing them under the surface. Just trying to get an idea for what they want, how many there might be in here. So right now I'm just trying to swing through, see if I can't get anything on the swing. I really like this green leader material and cider material for tannic water like this. It shows up better than the pink I normally use, so that works pretty well if you're in tannic water. So once I get up here ahead of me, I'm gonna spend some more time. I'm gonna start rotating through flies up here in the main part of this pool, because I assume there's higher numbers of fish in here. So we'll see. Something at the back right here, I would think. Yep, there we go. That looks like a brown. Yep, brown. There we go. About 12 inches. Looks like it's wild. Fins look pretty good. So that's cool. So we've got a stock. I expected brookies, and I've got a stock brown, I expected brookies, and I got a wild brown and a stocked rainbow. So sending a few more casts through here. We'll see if I get the grand slam, but that's a wild brown, looks like. I'm not positive, but its fins are pretty good shape. Wild brown, stalked rainbow. Let's see if there's any brook trout. I mean, we are in the Northeast Kingdom. Brook trout heaven. So there ought to be some more fish. There we go. Let's say I took 2 steps up, get to the deeper part of this pool. There's a big flat rock in the tail out, which I think stops some fish from holding there. So I took 2 steps up to get to that deeper part. Hooked into this rainbow. This looks like another stalked rainbow. Yeah. Decent looking fish. They've all taken my point fly, which is a dark CDC nymph. Throw him back. Okay, so I just broke off both my flies. There's some funny hydraulics right there in front of me. My fly wasn't where I expected it to be. So that's a good indication that maybe I should go to 1 fly. So I'm gonna go to 1 fly. So I see it appears they don't want to take anything small, or at least they're okay with taking something bigger. And all these rocks create a lot of different hydraulics, right? So between the funny hydraulics and the fact that the fish were okay with taking a bigger fly, I think I'll be okay just fishing one through here for a little bit. I'm trying a mop, see if that gets anything down deep. Yep, there's a fish right there. I don't know what it is. That was the first drift that I got down deep, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a good fish or not, or if it's just, no, it's not anything big. Not brown. So that looks like a stalked brown. So it looks like they stock browns and rainbows in here. It makes me wonder if that first brown I caught was stalked too. Its fins look pretty good. But that one's definitely stalked. So there's a bunch of golden stones on the rock. So when I get up above this big rock, I'll probably throw a golden stone in there and see if they're on it. So if there's a stone fly on, we'll see if someone wants to eat that. So, like I said, the hydraulics in this upper pool were weird. I just didn't feel like it was drifting the way it should. So I wanted to test this stone fly down where I'd already caught those fish. And I just dropped it down that slack water, and just caught this brown on the stone. So I'm kind of noticing that it seems like the fish are, I'm only getting fish where like I cannot see the bottom at all. The rainbow. Anywhere where it's just brown and I can't see the bottom is where I'm getting fish. Like if I can see the bottom, I haven't got a bite. There's one. That one took it pretty quick. This one's a little smaller. Maybe it's a wild fish. I don't know. I don't think so. Brown. So they seem to be onto this stonefly, right? Like we saw all those shucks, which makes sense. And they seem to really just be in the darkest water. It doesn't have to be a big pool, but it just seems like unless it's really dark, they're not holding in there. There's one. Came off. First one I've lost. That was a rainbow. Another brown. So from what I can tell, we got a lot of rain yesterday, and I think the river is probably a lot higher than normal. And so it seems like the fish will probably hold up in any deeper, darker spot. And now that the water's come up, a lot more of the river looks good. But it probably, before today, it was not really the case. It was probably pretty bony. That's probably why I'm only getting them in the deepest stuff. Almost just broke my rod, but I didn't. Threw it against the rock, so I didn't smash it when I caught myself. But yeah, that's what I think is going on. I think this water was a lot shallower for the last 3-4 weeks, so these fish are holding just in the deepest spot. That bridge up ahead, according to the map, is like the last bridge. There wasn't a good parking spot there, so I parked down below. But it'd be interesting to see what it's like above it. I assume they stocked at that bridge. So there's a little wild brookie. That's good to see. First wild fish, probably that small other one that I lost that was definitely a lot bigger than that, but smaller than the stocked ones, was wild. So that's 2 wild fish. There we go. I missed him last cast. Got him next one. Another brown. Another wild brookie. This one's a little bit bigger than the other one, but still tiny. I think there's some back in here, like that one. Rainbow. Somebody just high-holed me. Just up above me there. Didn't give me much room, that's for sure. That's alright. There was a time when I used to get annoyed at that. Now I just go catch a fish that they didn't catch. Another one. 3 from this pool. So that's what's been going on. Like if you get it right, you get your drift right in the right spot, and they're just hitting it instantly. Probably another one there. Yep. This one's the rain. Oh, come on. That's alright. Somehow I caught a fish. Somehow, I have no idea how that even happened. But I got a fish. I didn't even know my fly was in the water. There it came off. I don't know how that happened. I don't know where that fish was sitting. Sitting in some heavy ass water, I guess. I think this still fly around the edges. Yeah, that's just not the water they've been in. They'll probably be up here where it's faster and deeper. That probably was like really exposed yesterday. There'll probably be one here. Unless that guy spooked them all. But still not quite. Well. Rainbow. They're definitely on this stone block. But you get a good cast in front of them and they're biting. Like that one. Brown. Okay, next fish, and it's time for me to go. See if there's one in here. Yep. There is. Pretty easy fishing today. Bet these fish are really happy with the higher flows and cooler temps. Rainbow. I gotta get back to the other side of the state, to my side of the state. There he goes. We'll just throw a bonus cast in there. Why not? Because I can. And I want to. I'd love to keep going up because we get into a roadless area here. I'll come back to this place. I'd love to explore up this river. Because it's just beautiful water. And I know there's some wild fish here. So that's the last fish of the day. I'm gonna walk back down. I'll revisit this. I mean, it's fun. Even if most of the fish are stocked, it's really fun water to fish. Beautiful. And next time I'll get up deeper into this. I'll start here and I'll fish up into this kind of roadless, bridgeless, or wilderness area. And this is like the only road here. So this is like the one place to park, I assume. Most people just park right here. The spot I did and the spot that guy did. So I bet if we get up in there quite a ways, it could be pretty good. All right, well, that's gonna do it for me. I gotta get back. All right, well, that was really good. you know, most of the fish were stocked, but it was just a really fun piece of water to fish. And a bunch of wild rainbows, wild browns. They were in pretty predictable spots in the deepest, darkest water, and you know, only a couple casts and you'd get a fish. If you didn't get a fish in 2-3 drifts, then it was time to move. So you can cover water pretty quick. I mean, granted, I still only went just out of sight behind me, and I dropped in right down here. I don't know, 200 yards. I probably caught 20, more than 20. I don't know. A couple wild brookies. So I want to come back and get in above that bridge a ways, or maybe there's other places I could drop in up there, maybe away from some stockfish, and see what the wild fish situation is really like. So I'll come back and do that at some point. So I'm like a couple hours from home, so it's not gonna be something I drive over here for. But if I'm driving through like this again, I'll definitely stop and I'll start up the river a little bit. But it's just absolutely gorgeous, really, really fun water to fish, and a neat spot. So like I said, this is the only kind of bridge across the river as far as I can tell on the map. So probably gets stocked most and fished most, which is why I'm here, right? Just checking things out. So I'll know next time to head up above and try some other stuff. But hope you enjoyed figuring out how I approach that water, and how I went through fly selection and tactics and everything. So hopefully you learned something. Now it's time to go. Oh, I'm thirsty. I wish I had a beer.